Hey, so before we start on coffee on the farm tonight, I thought I'd present to you some evidence, if you will. My save files. Save Rustic Roots, time played 31 minutes. Pagoa now, time played 2 hours 5 minutes, but that's the one I did last night. Riverbend, The Aftermath, time played 19 minutes. Wildenburg, time played 7 hours 10 minutes. That doesn't count because that's Mr. Fisher's secret, the set of that. Riverbend Springs, 28 minutes. Mundunavald, 6 minutes. Yeah. And this is what started today's existential crisis. Those are my saves, and now I have to decide which one to play while I talk about how I can't decide what I want to play. This is going well. Not you, Mundunavald. So we're going to jump on to Rustic Roots. I don't know what's happening on here. I can't remember. I set it up. So grab a coffee, because somehow my inability to stick with a farming simulator map led me down a rabbit hole about YouTube, creativity, views, success, algorithms, why I create things in the first place, and whether 30 views is actually 30 people sitting in my living room. That'll make sense later. We'll wait for this to load in. Rustic Roots, I don't know if you know the map. I've got, 100 grand in the bank. I would have set something up on here and then disliked what I set up, so let's see what we got going on. I think I have a feeling which map this is. Yeah, it's the one where I went to mow the grass and I couldn't. I did set these up, yeah. I was going to do a little farming village here. I got animals, but I couldn't mow the grass for some reason. It wouldn't mow. Unless that can't be mowed for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, let's harvest the wheat. And then I can carry on rambling. So today started like this. I need something new to play. So I loaded into Farming Simulator and thought I would just load up a new map, something new. New farm, there we go, started, that's what I did. No, got bored, so what did I do? Jumped onto Minecraft. No, let's do some PvP SMP Minecraft. Oh, absolutely frickin' not. I got butchered there straight away. I didn't get a chance to get a single resource. Back to single player Minecraft. 2 days passes in game. I'm bored. Maybe I should create a new YouTube channel and study the algorithm. Why everyone else gets views. Maybe YouTube isn't the right platform for my creativity. Maybe I should focus on doing visual stories. Oh, a friendly Minecraft realm I forgot I applied for. Why do I even want an audience? Is it because I want validation? These are all the questions I was asking myself. And the answer was no. I don't want validation. What I want is what I create to be experienced by someone else. But why am I comparing myself to people who have been doing this for 15 years? And I mean, 30 viewers is actually a living room full of people, isn't it? So it's quite a lot of people watching a product that I made while being a single parent, using my phone as an editor to do audio and editing and such. And then I arrived back at, maybe I could just make things, package it up reasonably well, share them around like I have been, and appreciate who turns up, and just see where it goes. It's a hell of a journey that I had, just to arrive at something that sounds quite simple, really. But I don't think it was pointless. That loop of going around and around, it had a point to it in the end. The beginning, the problem was, why can't I find something to keep me frickin' entertained? or to hold my attention. And by the end, I've identified something considerably deeper. I love the unknown and possibility more than I love maintenance. I love and enjoy creating, but sharing is part of the creative reward for me. I want an audience, but I don't necessarily want fame or even constant social interaction. I love my isolation and my solitude. I'd love a big community, but I also recognize that enormous success can remove some of the creative freedom I currently have. I can quit a map without being held to it. I can pick up another game and play it because I don't have 30,000 viewers waiting on me to do that. I want more people to click onto my product, to my videos, but I'm not going to mislead them to do that. I know there's shortcuts with clickbait. I'm unwilling to stoop to that level just to chase monetization. I don't have the time or energy to turn myself into a full-time thumbnail algorithm optimization machine. And like I said, I like solitude, but I don't want to be invisible. And I think that's a pretty good explanation for why I can happily sit alone making a weird little farming simulator mystery for hours, Mr. Fisher's Secret, also found on my YouTube channel, and then feel disappointed when hardly anybody sees it. It doesn't mean I need millions of people applauding it. I just want to occasionally hear someone say, "Hey Sabbath, I saw that thing you made. It was cool," or anything. But then naturally, my brain goes, "Excellent. Now would you like to see this other unrelated thing I've become obsessed with?" And then jump to a new idea that's rattling off in my brain. And as I said before, 30 views on YouTube, it looks like nothing, doesn't it? You know, you sit there and you look at that little number under your video. But I've got, 384 subscribers, I think. 30 is nearly 8%. I think it's about 7.7%, something like that. Let's forget percentages for a second. Put 30 people in your living room. That's a fucking lot of people, isn't it? Please do not put 30 people in my living room. And that's where I was talking about before. I do not want 30 people in my living room, but I'm getting 30 people watching my videos. That's a decent number. I think YouTube, and this is the title of the video, has warped our perception of what an audience looks like. Because I'm sitting here looking at people who are getting millions of views. But imagine having 1.8 million people waiting for your next episode, and you wake up the next morning and think, "I don't actually want to play this fucking game today." But you've got millions of people, or 1 million people waiting for you to do it. It's your bread and butter, it's your niche. So I think having a small subscriber base kind of relieves you of that stress and necessity. And that was my day, pretty much. And here I am on a farm that I have got no intention of doing anything really with. And I'm here. And I'll probably do a 30-minute run on this and probably won't return for weeks on end. But that's the itch that I've had. But it did teach me something, like I said. And I think it's important that we all recognize that in our endeavors, our hobbies, what makes us tick. If you're enjoying it, that's all that matters, as long as you're enjoying it. Of course, there's all these videos out there, 6 top secrets to get you monetized within a month, and the video itself is a system designed to keep you engaged, so that they get paid. That's what I see. Of course, the tips they give you are helpful. Yeah, don't get me wrong, make it presentable thumbnail that grabs attention. Your first 10 to 15 seconds have got to be grabbing attention, all that kind of stuff. It's self-explanatory really, and it is helpful, but the video itself is just that in a nutshell, saying watch my video till the 9-minute 30 mark to see the number 6 result that'll get you monetized, which is spend time on your thumbnails possibly. Yeah. So we are nearly full here. This isn't a very 8,000 litres, I guess. So yeah, if you have thoughts like that, you're a content creator and you've looked at the algorithm and felt defeated and wondered what's the point, or should I keep going? I guess the bigger question is, why did you do it in the first place? If you did it to get monetized and you're not succeeding, then I guess a reevaluation is in order, really. But if you did it just like me, my original intent behind this was just to create content and share stories, share ideas. For as long as I can remember, I've had ideas in my head. And it wasn't until during COVID, I think, that I thought, why am I not sharing it? I've got the technology to do so now. I've had it for years. And like I said in last night's episode, I got a ton of stories. I'm always creating them. Mr. Fish's secret is still going, but I'm trying to be a little more, what's the word? Kinder to myself, I guess, and take it easy. Not force myself to make it. The idea's there. If you've been a subscriber to my channel and watched my content for a while, you would have known I was releasing content every day. And I wouldn't say it was rushed and bad content, but it was rushed, and yeah, and then it ended up being, it was over within 2 weeks, and I would be on to the next project. And then I would get bored of that game and play a different game, but wouldn't record and would jump offline. And then disappear for 2, 3, sometimes 5, 6 months. Which upsets the algorithm, no doubt, but you know, it's got to remind myself at the end of the day, I'm doing this because I enjoy creating content. I've got an imagination, I love sharing stories and love entertaining people with them. And that's why I do what I do. I don't do it to get paid. If I did it to get paid, then, well, I'd probably be exhausted. Because like I said earlier, I just don't have the time to spend doing all that thumbnail work. And you know, I've raised 2 kids on my own. I've got to do school runs, pick up, drop off, maintain a house for 2 kids, one with special needs, which wears me out. I've got my own issues. You know, I'm not old, but I'm definitely feeling it at 45. So do it to have fun is what I do. And if one person sees it and comments, oh my gosh, I love that, I can't wait for the next episode, that's all it takes really, isn't it? I can give an example of something non-gaming related. I used to do a music course in at Unitec about 10 years ago, 12 years ago. And one of the jobs we had was to make a song, make a riff using the computer, plug our guitar. I played guitar, so I'd plug it into the computer and record that. And I made a song. It was called Dream. It's a bit of an out there, I couldn't describe. I guess it's kind of rocky, like 70s rock kind of. Recorded that, never handed it in as a project because me being me, I quit the course before it was finished. Life kind of got in the way. I had no money, needed to have money instead of studying. And I think I uploaded it to my oldest son, to his MP3 player at the time, I think it was. And put that on there. and he listened to it a few times as a kid and liked my music and that. And it was just the other day he messaged me and says, I just found your track Dream on my MP3 player from my files. And man, that's such a sick track. I wish I could play guitar like that. And it wasn't that he said he wishes he could play guitar like that and I had my ego stroked. It was he found something that I'd recorded a decade ago that I'd pretty much forgotten, really. I hadn't forgotten about it, but it was no big deal. It was just another song I'd written. But to hear him 10 years later say that's such a sick riff, that kind of makes it all worthwhile, even though I've gotten no fame, no money or anything with it, you know. And that's my little rant, pretty much. Oops, I pushed the wrong button, didn't I? So what I am going to do, I am going to put a worker down here to do this. Hopefully it works. And I'm going to see if we can't go and do something with that wheat. Maybe feed our chickens that I got out there. Something different, because my brain won't sit and do one thing like that for a very long time. But also, oh, I left that. Look at that, leaving a tractor running. I did that last night as well. Right, let's go feed the chickies. I don't have many animals. You can see I've got some sheep over there, but I couldn't mow the grass for some reason. Where's the dumping here? Okay, it must be there surely. Right, yeah. Excuse me. So we'll have a look at the mower after done this. What is he doing? I will have to jump off soon because I think, unfortunately, my batteries are running low. But, I'll sort that out in a sec. Now, we can have a look at our map here, what I own. I own all this. I should be able to mow down here. See? Should be able to mow this. Okay. Am I missing something? Is there no grass here to mow? Maybe not. So I don't know. Maybe the meadow's not long enough. Maybe we'll have to let them starve for a bit. Are you alright, buddy? Did you only just start? That's really weird, okay. I don't think I have anything to pick that up. Yes, so that was the ramble of the day, pretty much, is what I learnt about myself from not being able to find anything to keep me entertained and keep my attention for longer than 20 minutes. Which is about the time we're at now, funnily enough. Do we have any? I don't have anything to pick it up with, which is annoying. I've got straw as well. And these away. Oh, there. Look at me. Let's go pick the straw up while we wait then. see how we go with this. But again, this was going to be a start from scratch build a town series I was going to do, but once I'd set it all up, I kind of just, as I mentioned in the intro, I kind of just went meh. And decided not to. So it's kind of a nothing map. I've got a realm on Minecraft I've been invited to, which I might jump onto and do some streaming on there, and I've never done a random realm on Minecraft before. I've done one with my brother and his friend and my son, which we gave up about a month after, not even a month, I think. So, yeah, that's supposed to happen, but the ADHD brain that I struggle with on a day-to-day basis is telling me that it's not that fun anymore, Sean. And I've sat there going over previous YouTube videos and their success or non-success. What am I doing here? I gotta unload it. Alright, there we go. Yeah. And looking at what made them successful. For instances, a lot of my successful videos have been, which has been quite fun to okay. Sorry, I didn't know how to use this baler. I didn't know I had to close the back. It would turn on auto drop now. Yeah, so yeah, looking back on my old videos, as I was saying, sorry, I got distracted. I realized it was most of my content is creating what-if scenarios, putting someone in an extraordinarily difficult situation. Not controlling the scene as much, but just seeing what the game will throw me and what will happen. Some of those instances have been my Red Dead series with Homeless Arthur. That got a lot of views, like I think 3,000 views. And it was a pretty simple premise, really. Just got rid of all of Arthur's gear and got rid of it. Started him with absolutely nothing. And that was quite fun until I got shot and died, because he had wanted levels. But the other series, Alone in the World, I spoke of that in the last episode. That's the same thing. A man washed up on an island, alone, afraid, no idea where he is or what's happening. And yeah. and I let the game, I just told it as it went along. I didn't have anything set in stone. I was going to build a farm up originally when I got there, and then I got the idea of doing some cursed thing. It was the witch that had the curse. That cursed the island, if you haven't seen it. If you haven't seen it and I just gave spoilers, I apologize. This guy's got to be full soon. I don't know if I'll do the whole field, because again we're at the 30-minute-ish mark now, and it's well over my time I usually put into a map in one sitting. And he's finished again. So yeah, that was my rant today. Not not really much happening on this farm, just doing odd jobs. Coffee on the farm. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully some of my advice helped you out there. No, not really advice, some of my experience, I should say, 'cause I didn't really have any advice, did I? If I did, I should take it myself. But if you've sat through this, watching all this, or you listen to the intro at least, thank you. If you listen to the intro and that's it, then you're not listening to this part, are you? Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you next time on Coffee on a Farm. Take care.